On Facebook.com/BoomBapNation. If you're a subscriber on Roku, or I don't know how you say it, you can listen to us in high definition 4K and watch it as you've seen during the quarantine. We've done some amazing things, being able to bring some legendary artists. And I don't know if you can tell by the caption, we were on a little bit earlier. We had some technical difficulties, but I had the legendary Cleveland's own Bizzy Bone from Both Thugs and Harmony in the building. What's up, brother?
Hey, you already know, man. Just good. How about yourself? How y'all doing over there?
I'm doing great. You know, I'm from New York, and initially it was spooky in New York. Like, it was almost like Walking Dead. But our governor and our city did an amazing job of controlling it, and there's the lowest infection rate there. So it's super dope for my city to see that. Now, we were having some conversation about the original roots of where you guys came from, and your debut album, Creeping on the Come Up, you guys flooded with a storm. Now, the tempo of these records were super slow, and this is kind of like what we are listening to now in a sense. Do you guys feel that maybe Bone Thugs and Harmony, yourself and your brothers, don't get the credit they deserve as far as creating this fast tempo melodic sound that we hear in hip hop today?
I think that, like, for me personally and the rest of my boys, like, we have come to the conclusion that we have added to hip hop. And if it's documented, if it's noted, if we get our kudos, lily. But it's given something back, you know, and I think that that means a lot to us. And I don't think that, you know, they'll say 666 Mafia. They'll say trap music. They'll say this, they'll say that. But those fast cadences and the singing and bringing it forth, we know that we were there during the inception, and we were, you know, some of the first ones to be it. So when you know it, you're okay with it. But it used to, back in the days when we were younger, we used to get a little bit, wait a minute, y'all are, you know, y'all doing our thing, or wait a minute, they, you know, that's us. And then when, you know, we sat back and we said, well, we're bringing something to the table. And that's enough. You know what I mean? Because some people are going to move you out of the way in order to say that they were the first to do it, just because it's great marketing and promotion. So
yeah,
it's what it is. Yeah, we don't get too bitter about it, but we're coherent. To say the least.
If you're watching right now on Facebook, I'm scanning the chat. You guys can ask questions. I'll relay them right now. If you're watching on Roku, you can do the same. The debut album, Creeping on the Come Up, 1994. Definitely an amazing year for hip hop. You guys peaked at number 12 on the Billboard and top number 2 on the hip hop and R&B charts. Now, we had 3 singles. We had Thuggish Ruggish Bone. We had For the Love of Money, and there was another one. But in your opinion, which record on the debut album defines the Bone Thug sound, or it would just be your favorite joint on there?
I think from jump, it was the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Because when Shatasha came into the studio, she was like, what do you guys want me to do? I told her, I said, sing this hook. I wrote the hook. I gave her the melody. And I told her what to say at the end. And it was, you know, because I got a high-pitched voice, but I'm not a girl. So really bring it the way that I want to bring it. And I think that that is what exemplified us as the group. It was the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. And it took us to the next level. So I think it was that one, you know, that one really, and then For the Love of Money came behind it. And then everything else from that point on, you know, it just started being a tumbling effect, you know?
For the Love of Money, if I'm correct, I believe that record was like 7 minutes, right? It was a pretty long record, and it was a lot of instrumentation at the end. Whose decision was it to let the record ride out for so long, especially with the girl singing on it? Then you had the beat kind of playing. What was that production side? Was it you guys? Who decided?
That was Lil Eazy E. He had this track from Jewel, and Jewel was on Death Row, but she also worked with E, and he paid her, you know, to do some work. And because Death Row and Ruthless Records, all the artists used to work together. Like, and people didn't know that back in the day before the beef really started popping.
Yeah.
So E wanted to put the extended For the Love of Money version. So we had the regular For the Love of Money, and then we had the extended version on Creeping on the Come Up. People that bought the CD might remember. So that was, you know, marketing and promotion, and E had been in the game for a long time, so he knew how to sell a product, basically. Make two out of one, you know?
Bizzy, as someone that was on the front line, I interviewed Daz and Capone recently. I've interviewed a bunch of people that have been in this situation. Was there really a East and West beef? I mean, honestly, what was it? Media driven? You know, what exactly was it that?
It was real. It was real. The East Coast, West Coast was basically Pac. Which one did you like, and who was you riding with? It existed, and it was real. Like the East Coast is with the East Coast. People on the West Coast with the West Coast. Oh, it was real.
Yeah, we often get into conversations. I interviewed Lazy, and I had mentioned that you guys had worked with both Biggie and Pac, and what was the differences. And obviously, there's a Method Man track, but we know that the Method Man track was actually for Dog Pound, and then Pac got it. But just you know, personal experience working with both Big and Pac, and what you would say are the differences and the similarities between the two.
Well, Big was laid back, and Pac was a live wire. Like Big was chill. Like I sat back and like for 2-3 hours, I just smoked weed and drank Hennessy with Big, and we just sat down and we talked about the record and what was going on. And he had his paper in front of him, you know, and he was just like, what, you know, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. We were, you know, just talking to each other. And with Pac, it was more, I gotta get in here and do this. I gotta go knock this out. I had to pull Pac to the side in the bathroom and be like, look, if you ever need somewhere to hide out. But it was so many people around. He just looked at me like, damn, Bone, thank Bone. You know, so it was different. It was a different vibe. With Pac, I felt danger, and I felt people trying to kill him. But with Big, I never felt like nobody was trying to kill him. It just felt like he was a regular, you know, artist on a label that was just a, you know, just a legend. I didn't feel that same danger around Big at that time. That's why it was so crazy that what happened, because I never felt no danger around Big at all, ever, like ever. And so it was just two different vibes. It was a calm vibe, and it was a somebody about to do something to this nigga Pac. It's like somebody about to do something to him.
Yeah.
It wasn't an NBA young boy vibe. It wasn't nothing that you feel today. It was like somebody about to do something to him. It just like was something different. It just felt different. So those were the two. Like being around Pac was spooky as hell, and being around Big was calm, cool, and some player shit like Gators and Coogee and shit, like real shit, straight up.
Like real chill. Now, did you guys catch any slack for doing records with both of them? I mean, obviously Cleveland is closer to the East Coast, but you guys were signed to a guy who was technically from the West Coast, but he was under attack from West Coast artists at that time. But were there any, you know, slack, you know, any backlash from doing records for both of them? It was like, you know, we're creators and we're gonna do what we want to do.
No. Nobody really asked us to choose sides or any of that nonsense or anything of that. Everybody was just really, really cool because we was already on our thugisms, and you know, we was kind of like known to be wild dudes as well. So we were kind of like the wild card. So no one really said, hey, you got to be East, you got to be West. We were like the wild cards. So we could pretty much do what we wanted to do because it was a new style. And we basically was able to bring to the East Coast, y'all can rap fast if y'all want. And once Biggie started rapping fast, everybody, including Jay-Z, started rapping fast on the East Coast finally.
Yeah, so it crossed over. We're live right now, boombapnation.com. This is the Infamous Hour. I am your host, the infamous Amadeus. I have the legendary Bizzy Bone from Bone Thugs in Harmony, 1995-ish, 1996, East 99 Eternal. This is the album that made you guys superstars, led by First of the Month, which is an OD to the hood. And if you've ever been on the block, you know what the First of the Month is. Then we had the record, The Crossroads. But back to the First of the Month record. So creating the video, because obviously you guys were in a car, but it was like green screen. What was that like? And then what was the decision to create such a record that would relate to such a specific audience, but it kind of felt like everyone related to it in the end?
Well, the record was a no-brainer because like we were on the front line of when welfare got cut off for people in the neighborhood. So the people that we dealt with back in the days was like welfare off, my everything is messed up now. The dope dealers from the 1st to the 15th, they was like, damn, on the 1st we was expecting these dope fiends to get their welfare checks, and each dope fiend would get about $500, $600, $700 in their welfare checks, and you add 10 of them, that's $5,000 a day. You know what I mean? So it started to affect the neighborhood and the people that we were around. So we started like just to talk about it, and that's what made us in that song forth. And it made a big impact, and a lot of people really, really, really felt that. And then with the Crossroads, it was just Eazy E was gone. We did the remix, and then Pac was gone, and then Biggie was gone, and it all just seemed to make sense. So it all started falling in line, with, of course, our wave. And everybody was like, okay, what Bone got to say? What Bone got to say? We're waiting on Eternal. We're waiting on the next record. The next record is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, what do you have to say about what's going on in the society of hip hop? So it all just started coming together, man. And it, started falling like dominoes. When you watch those television programs and they got, not television, but YouTube channels or whatnot, and they got all those dominoes set down, what I mean? Once you drop one of them motherfuckers, everything else goes in the seat. So that's kind of like what happened.
Yeah, that's where it goes. We actually have some fan questions right now. Vince, if you could pull one of the fans in to ask a question. Once again, this is the Infamous Hour powered by Boom Bap Nation and Livecast.ca. You can listen to the Infamous Hour on multiple FM radio station platforms. And you can also listen to us on iHeartRadio. Now, we have someone ready to ask a question. Can you tell us your name and where you're from? I can't hear her, Vince.
Is it me? Is it me?
How are you? I can't see you, but I can hear you. How you doing?
Hi, It's Edith from Maine.
Hi,
well, I'm in Tampa now.
Welcome. I have Bizzy Bone here. You got a question for Bizzy Bone?
Yes, I sure do. So, well, I have a bunch of questions, but I know I'm only allowed to ask just one. So it was a very hard decision. We've talked a little bit about you were talking about the hook a while ago. So as far as music goes, in your opinion, I know it takes lyrics and the hook and the beat all to make a really good song. But in your opinion, which one is more important, the lyrics or the hook?
Good question. That's a damn good question. I think that for the listener, it's the hook, but I think for the artist,
for you,
and for the artist and the upcoming, like for the listener, the hook is what catches them. But for the artist and the listener, it's going to be the verse because they want substance. So I still think it's 50-50, but ultimately I'm going to say the hook.
All right. And what about a reunion? Are we having a reunion?
Oh yeah, definitely. 2024, all 5 live. All of us get together, the 30-year reunion. Everybody should be done with their books, their movies, their endeavors and their projects. And let's go.
All right.
Edith, all right. Can I ask one more?
Absolutely.
Can I ask just one more? All right. So you've been talking a lot about Eazy E, and I'm old school hip hop. I love the old school. What if he were still alive? And I know you can't speak for the dead, but you know him. So if he were still around, what do you think he'd have to say about the state of hip hop today?
I think that he would be on the front line of hip hop, and I think that he would support every change, and I think he would have great things to say. I don't know exactly what, but it would all be pluses, way less minuses, maybe one or two minuses about some people not being real, this, that, or the other, but I think it would be all good.
All right, Edith, thank you for joining the Infamous Hour Live. We actually have another fan question. Peace, where you from, fam? What's your name?
It's my boy, Kevin, Bronx, New York, man. What's good, Bizzy?
The Bronx in the building. Round of applause for the Bronx. Let's go.
Yes, baby.
New York, man. That's how we do, man. Look, the hip hop culture right now, I mean, the whole thing, the versus battle's been big. You know, you guys are legends, and there's honestly a few groups that can stand up and be with you guys. So if you guys were to do it, if you could do a versus battle, who would you pick?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard him, but what he said was, as far as a versus battle, and he shows so much love. Thank you so much. I wouldn't know. My take on versus is be aggressive. Don't be friendly, because it's all about your catalog. And with artists like myself, when you have a catalog, you make money off your catalog. So if somebody comes in and their catalog is better than yours, then people stop listening to your catalog. So if I'm making, let's just say, I'm throwing a ballpark figure out. Let's just say I'm making $100,000, $150,000 a year off my catalog because I'm getting paid quarterly. And someone comes in and their catalog is better. So I'm going to aggressively approach whoever it is and crush them so my catalog never, ever, ever loses its foundation. So whoever it may be, just be prepared because I'm coming in with guns blazing. And so, but just if we put that to the side, I like Wu, I like Outkast, I like Do or Die, and it's a few other groups that I could name, but definitely the Wu. I love the Wu. I love Outkast and other ones that I think would be good just because. But I can't really think of anybody else.
All right, super amazing question. Kevin, thank you for your question. I actually went to junior high school with this guy right here. Peace. All right, so we're live right now, Boom Bap Nation live interactive series. I mean, that was the name before, but now it's the Infamous Hour, which is my FM radio show. As you know, one of the things that we strive to do here at Boom Bap Nation is give guys roses while they're here. I mean, this is what we do here at Boom Bap Nation. It's important. Now, Bizzy, I got to ask you from a legendary standpoint, how do you feel about media not covering the fact that a lot of legendary artists are still dropping projects? Like if you looked at like Source Magazine, let's say, you wouldn't even know that, you know, Cool G Rap got a new album out, or you wouldn't know that Fredro Starr dropped a new album. What do you think that disconnection happened between media? I mean, especially when you guys made these guys who they were.
Well, let's kick can you see me?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's kick ballistics. Everyone knows that you have to have a marketing plan, a promotional plan. You got to put some money back into the business. The Source needs a couple of dollars for ads, for campaigns, or their magazine didn't run any longer. Now that we're all working off of social media, the premise is still the same. As long as you put money into these things, then they will market and they will promote you. So that's how I look at that. It's just like keeping the lights on in the house. It's only $30, $40, but it's the light bill, man. It's only $40, $50, but it's the fucking water bill. Sewage is about $30, $40. So if you're maintaining that, a lot of people say, back in my day, we gave radio this, we gave radio. Well, it's a new regime.
Yeah.
It's new people, it's new heads of these companies. So I think that once we are, as legends or anyone, are able to look at it and be like, we've got to put into our project. We can't just drop something and expect for people to just get with us because of the culture of this is for the culture. People say this is for the culture when they want to do something for free. And nobody in this industry is doing anything for free. That's why I love Verzuz, but at the same time, DMX might get some bread or might get paid because Swizz is there, but others are like doing it for the culture. And the way that things are turning, you got to put money in these guys' hands so they can fund their project. So if you pay Cool G Rap for a Verzuz or whatnot, and he decides to keep the money for himself and not put it back into his project, then that's his prerogative and he can do what he wants to do. But in order to make your project big, you have to put money into it, and it has to work in a circle. Everyone has to fund everybody. So I'm in that kind of understanding of it,
Yeah, it kind of makes super total complete sense. Now, he was asking about the versus thing, and obviously you have your opinion on it. But who would be the perfect opponent for Bone Thugs? I mean, I would say Outkast. I think you would.
Tell you, like, from me to you, you to me.
Yeah.
There is no one. There is no one, no group, no one that can step to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Our catalog is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
It brings in millions and millions of dollars every single year. I don't have to rap another day in my life. Like, I don't have to go do shows. I don't have to do anything. I can just really just sit back and enjoy life, and things are going to go well because of the catalog. And I don't know if anybody else can do that after 26, 27 years. So that lets me know that I don't think that nobody can. Like, honestly, between us two, that's why I put out my song list and nobody answered me. Like, I'm not coming at it like I don't want to, I'm not dancing with you. I'm not like showing love. Like, I got love and everything, and I'm a good guy and all of that, but this is war. Like, you're not finna destroy my brand. We're going to destroy you. And then afterwards we can be homies, but I don't know if nobody want that pressure, because I'm coming with the pressure. I'm not your buddy. I'm not your friend when it comes to you against us, because it's business, and you're taking food out my children's mouth if you're better than me. If I nod my head to all the players play on far and wide. Now, if I'm digging that, then I'm not, I'm giving more than it's the first of the month. You know what I mean? So I gotta dig more first of the month and show as much love to that. Yeah.
Completely. Looking back at your catalog, what is your favorite Bizzy Bone record? Now, you have a bunch of artists as a solo artist, a bunch of records as solo artists as well, and then we also have the Bone Thugs and Harmony catalog. Out of all these, we all have our favorite records. What is your favorite record?
I mean, with Bone Thugs and Harmony, it's got to be Crossroads. It's got to be Days of Our Lives. I like the touching stuff. As far as my solo stuff, I don't think that I've actually got there yet. But One Night Stand is definitely one of those ones. Definitely one of those ones. So I'm still creating.
Yeah. One of the records that keeps popping up in the chat, I've seen a bunch of people ask, is the Mr. Ouija record. Right. Oh, yeah. So we have this Mr. Ouija record, super unorthodox record. You guys were really harmonizing. It was almost like melodic. It mixed so many different variations. So whose idea was to create this record, and what was the actual concept from the artist creation perspective to put this song out?
Well, it was more an Eazy E thing. We were like, hey, we got a couple of songs, and this is one of our darker songs. And Eazy was like, well, let me hear it. And then we kicked it, and he was like, that's the one. That's the one. Because Eazy was into the mystic shit. He was like, well, and we really didn't want to do it. Like, he persuaded us to do it because we felt like when we met him, it was a blessing from God. So we were kind of conflicted, but he was our OG, so we did it anyway. You know, so that was, hold on one second. Babe, grab my off of my side of the bed and grab my charger. So he persuaded us to do it, and you know, we with our OG, and then that's how it came to be. But the inspiration was we were playing the Ouija board and like just fucking with it.
Like literally playing the
No,
Ouija.
we was fucking with it. No, but yes. Like we were playing with the black window.
Okay, so we're in the room, we get high, smoking weed, right? We're literally having a cipher, and then apparently we have a Ouija board during this cipher, right? This is what's happening. We're live right now, Boom Bap Nation. This is the infamous hour. Anyone has a question, you can ask in the chat. If you're on Rokio, just hit the DM on Instagram. I have the legendary Bizzy Bone. So we're apparently this Mr. Ouija record is one of the most popular records. People have been asking about this record since we started this. And so these guys were really there with a Ouija board, getting it in. And Bizzy, so Eazy, is Eazy walking in on you guys messing around with the Ouija board?
No. He just found out that we had a murder song, and then he was like, "What other songs do you guys have that are erotic as these?" And so we gave it to him, and he was just like, "That's the one." And we were like, "Well, you know, that's just old. It's something we did back in the days." And we stopped playing the Ouija board because like mysterious shit started happening around us. Like when we would sing the song, pictures would fall off the walls. We were sitting in the room one day and we were playing the Ouija board, and the bed, there were bunk beds in Lazy's house, and the beds both fell down while we were playing them. And Lazy's little brother, Stuart, he got snatched from up under it, but it would have crushed his neck. And then after that, that's when we were like, "Oh, this shit ain't worth it." But when Eazy E heard it, he was like, "That's what's up." And then Eazy liked to talk backwards on tracks too. So he was into that.
Like, you know, in reverse?
Yeah. He was like, if you listen to Creeping on the Come Up, he was talking in reverse. Like he wasn't like he was talking in reverse with the deep voice. So he was into that shit. And then it carried over into the Eternal record to where you would have to put the cover in the mirror in order to read it. So it started becoming something different. Yeah. And it started right. And it, we just rolled with it every step of the way, you know?
Yeah, people are asking, is there a Bone Thugs harmony, or will there ever be a Bone Thugs Bizzy Bone harmony collaboration with Twista or Eminem?
I mean, I think that, I've been calling Eminem, like 90 going north. I think the fact that Crazy Bone, went against Eminem with Clash of the Titans. Yeah. I think that Eminem really not really fucking with no member in Bone, and that's cool. I feel that that's my niggas, and I got to ride with my camp. As far as Twister, I did some stuff with Twister, as far as that goes. But I think that we're our own separate buildings within, and like Tech 9, like Techie, love Tech. Techie's a dope dude as well. But I just think when you build these organizations, everybody just got to be on board,
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Well, I work at Shade 45, but I personally love Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm definitely a supporter. Oh, we have another person that wants to ask a question. Peace, DJ Drew, where you from?
What up? DJ Drew from Boston, man. How you doing, man?
What's up? I got Bizzy Bone here. Got a question?
What's up, Bizzy Bone, man? Good to see you, man. It's an honor to see you, man. Legendary group, man. I just had this one question about you guys did that song with Biggie, Notorious Thugs. And the rumor that I heard is that he had to go in the studio and record that his verses alone. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. Like, when we first was there,
I'm waiting.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you know he took the records home and he took it to New York, and we didn't hear his version all the way up until when it came out. So he didn't drop it in the studio. So if he wrote it or something or whatnot, that's a good thing. But he never dropped the track until till he went to New York. So
Yeah,
he
later on.
wanted to get it down because you already know it's a legendary verse. You know what I mean? So you're gonna really
Right,
have to work at it. You just can't drop no shit like that without working on it for real.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Busy to piggyback off that while Drew is still here. Was it because he actually came with sort of the same style that you guys had? The Pac record, he just stood in his lane. Like Pac didn't change. But with Big, he actually tried to tap in. So do you think he kind of said, you know what? Let me go home. Let me write this because I don't want to fuck this up. Like,
I think that Biggie, he was a musician more than he was trying to be anything else.
yeah.
That he already had his niggas, he already had his squad, and I think he wanted to be the greatest rapper that ever existed. And I think that that's what led him and put him into that phase. When it came to Pac, Pac knew these niggas is trying to kill me.
Yeah. It was different.
It was different.
Yeah.
I don't think he had that same thought process. I don't think Big knew the niggas was finna like gun him down.
Yeah.
But I think that Pac knew niggas is trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? So he had that pressure and that stress. And then once that dude, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah.
Yeah. Makes total sense. Drew, shout your social media real quick in case they want to follow you.
Huh? Oh shit.
Oh yes. Go ahead.
I'm Mr. McCain,
No, not you, Busy. The guy that asked the question, the fan.
Oh shit, bring it.
Yeah, on Instagram is DJ Drew 413. Also, that's the same way on the Twitter. It's also DJ Drew is True, and on Facebook is Drew Johnson.
All right, appreciate you tapping into the Infamous Hour Live. Thank you. Busy, before we wrap up, a lot of people are asking questions about this scene that we saw in the Straight Outta Compton movie. We've heard about this conspiracy theory of, Suge stabbing Eazy with the needle that potentially had truth or myth, in your opinion?
I mean, a couple of my people have refuted that, and I love the movie. And I think that later on, the absolute truth is in the eyes of the people that were there. I wasn't there, so I'm not going to, talk on it too much and act like that I was one of the ones that knew it didn't happen or knew that it did. So I think in due time we'll find out the truth. But I think in Hollywood, you're gonna get, a little fabrication. You're gonna get,
of course.
you're gonna go Hollywood with Hollywood. You're gonna get a little.
I mean, they're gonna do things for entertainment value, but what is not entertainment is a new Bizzy Bone album that we have. So we had the Carbon Monoxide project. That was super dope. And I heard you on one of the records talking about you gonna cut niggas, and you was just really like on your. It was the Alpha record, right? What was the name of that song?
Yeah, Alpha Mentality, man. I really had to give it, man. I really had to bring it. I'm listening.
I used it. So we have this new project coming out. What can we expect? When is this new project dropping? Any features? What do we have?
Okay, look, 9/12, which is my birthday, September 12th. The birthday boy is what I've been focusing on as far as this new project. We already put out Black Milk. The project is like 18, 19 tracks on it. It's no features. It's just B. And it's probably my best record up to date. I was currently listening to it before I got on the line with you guys because we're ready and it's amazing. And I can't wait for people to hear it. Black Milk, you guys, it's on all streaming services. Make sure y'all check that out. But it's called The Mantra. And the reason why I call it The Mantra is just like Namne Ho Renye Kyu. You know how they said that. So when you chant all of my harmonies, it'll take you to a whole nother world. You ain't got to know the words, but if you just chant those, and it will take you to another place. So that's why I wanted to call it the mantra. And yeah, it's coming, man. It's amazing. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of my team.
That's right. And when we get this album coming out, we'd love to have you back here on the Infamous Hour. Boom Bap Nation Live. I'm your host, the infamous Amadeuz. This is the Infamous Hour. I'd like to thank my very special guest, Bizzy Bone from Both Thugs and Harmony. Round of applause. Bizzy, if they want to follow you on Instagram or social media, what is the handle?
Oh, definitely. MRMCCANE. That's Mr. McCain. That's on Instagram. I am Bizzy Bone. That's on Facebook. And of course, Jam TV. Every Thursday and every Saturday, I have brand new episodes coming out. So you can follow me on that. And, you know, it's just a beautiful thing. Everything is love, man. We're ready, man.
What is it, Jam TV? Is it like a YouTube thing? What is it?
About 2 years ago with my wife, and I'm recently married. I have a new child.
Oh, round of applause.
Oh, yeah. Second lease on life. And it's, you know, it's just all about seeing me in depth and seeing who I am, and getting my understanding and my thoughts, and just staying in my lane as a legend, as an and staying where we need to be. So I really, Jam TV Bizzy Bone. You type that in, you'll see it every Thursday, every Saturday. We got all kind of stories. Bone Thugs and Harmony when they fought with the Wu-Tang. Bone Thugs and Harmony when Eazy E tested our gangster. All my videos. It's all kind of information and stories that I think people will love.
All right, and we look forward to seeing that. I'm the infamous Amadeuz. It's the Infamous Hour every single Thursday here on Boom Bap Nation, Facebook, Roku, and of course you can listen to the Infamous Hour back, and you can listen to me on Shade 45. Special thank you to Bizzy Bone for pulling up to the Infamous Hour. We're gonna take a quick break, and I'll be right back with Nature, legendary Queensbridge artist, The Firm. We're gonna ask him about this new Nas album. We're gonna ask him about his verse from Banned from TV, and we'll ask more. Let's debut this Bizzy Bone. Bizzy, what record you want to hear right now when we get out?
Gotta put on Black Milk. Make sure you put on Black Milk. This is about and the way we did it, it was Black Milk, BLACKMLK. And we put the BL and the M. We made them capital, Black Milk. You got to hear it. Entertainers want to chip in and put their little fist in and go back to the crib like they done did something, but really did nothing. So go on and peep it out, man. It's Black Milk, man.
Bizzy, last question before we get out of here. Will we ever hear you like on a DJ Premier beat? Will we hear you ever on like Alchemist type of record? Because obviously you can do it. So would that ever happen? Maybe it has happened that we haven't heard it. Maybe there's a track you can reference or something in the future.
I think that they got to feel that in their spirit, and they got to be like, you know what? Because Eric Sermon told me one thing when I was in New York. He said, B, just give me one. Give me 116. Just give me one. So if they ever say that, they got it.
All right. That's what it is. The Infamous Hour. I'm your host, the Infamous Amadeuz. We'll be right back with Nature from The Firm here on Boom Bap Nation.